Marriage is a divine covenant established by God from the very beginning. It is not merely a human invention or a legal agreement, but a holy union designed by the Creator Himself. And if He has called you to this season, you must be ready, not just with your emotions, but with your heart and spirit aligned to His will. Many today worry about finding the right partner, about whether they are ready, about the fears and uncertainties that come with commitment. But let me tell you, God is never late, and His plans are never faulty. If He has set before you a path toward marriage, you must step forward with faith, knowing that He has already gone before you. First, prepare yourself before seeking a partner. The Bible tells us that iron sharpens iron, and so must we sharpen ourselves before uniting with another. You do not build a strong marriage simply by finding someone. You build it by becoming the person God has called you to be. Second, make prayer your foundation. Do not make decisions based on emotions alone, but seek the Lord's guidance. A marriage without prayer is like a house without a foundation. It may look beautiful, but it will not stand when the storms come. Third, value character over chemistry. In a world that glorifies superficial attraction, be different. Look beyond the surface and seek a partner whose faith strengthens yours, whose integrity shines even when no one is watching, and whose love mirrors the love of Christ. Fourth, trust in God's timing. Some worry that their season of marriage is coming too soon, while others fear it will never come. But remember, when God moves, He moves quickly, yet never in haste. He will bring the right person at the right time, and when He does, be ready to embrace His blessing. Fifth, let love be more than emotion. The world tells us that love is about passion, about fleeting feelings. But true love is sacrifice, it is commitment, it is the daily choice to serve one another. Love is not just what we feel, it is what we do. Today, if you feel called into a season of marriage, do not shrink back in fear. Do not let doubt steal your joy. Instead, walk forward in faith, knowing that the one who ordained marriage is the same one who will sustain it. Prepare your heart, prepare your mind, prepare your soul. For when the Lord moves, He moves swiftly. And when He blesses abundantly. God is with you in this season. Walk boldly into the blessing He has prepared for you. Your marriage will not just be quick. It will be blessed because it is built on Him. Amen. Marriage is not just a human institution or a cultural tradition. It is a divine covenant established by the Creator Himself, intended to reflect His love and purpose for humanity. From the very beginning, when the first man and woman were joined together, marriage was meant to be a sacred and unbreakable bond. It is not a contract based on convenience or temporary feelings, but a lifelong commitment rooted in faith, love, and obedience to divine principles. Many people today view marriage as a mere social arrangement, something to be entered into lightly and abandoned when difficulties arise. But in reality, marriage is a reflection of something far greater: God's unchanging love, His faithfulness, and His desire for unity among His people. When two individuals come together in marriage, they are not simply forming a partnership. They are becoming one in spirit, purpose, and destiny. This union is not accidental, nor is it a matter of chance. It is a calling, a purpose-driven relationship that requires dedication, sacrifice, and unwavering faith. Just as a building must have a strong foundation to stand firm against storms and challenges, a marriage must be built on a solid spiritual foundation to endure the tests of time. That foundation is found in the principles laid out in divine truth: love, patience, forgiveness, humility, and an unshakable commitment to one another. A marriage that is not rooted in these truths will struggle when difficulties arise, but a marriage that is grounded in faith will not only survive hardships, but thrive through them. Too often people enter into marriage with unrealistic expectations, believing that love alone is enough to sustain them. But love, as it is often portrayed in the world, is based on emotions and circumstances, both of which are subject to change. True love, however, is not merely a feeling. It is an intentional choice, a commitment that goes beyond temporary emotion. It is choosing to stand by one another even when challenges come, choosing to serve rather than demand, choosing to forgive rather than hold on to resentment. Love in its truest form is sacrificial, just as divine love was demonstrated through the ultimate act of sacrifice. When two people build their marriage on this kind of love, they create a bond that cannot be easily broken. This is why preparation for marriage is not just about finding the right person. It is about becoming the right person. A successful marriage is not just about compatibility or shared interests. It is about a shared foundation of faith and a willingness to grow together in the truth. Without this foundation, even the strongest attraction or deepest emotional connection will not be enough to sustain a marriage through the inevitable trials of life. One of the greatest dangers in modern relationships is the tendency to rush into marriage without proper preparation, mistaking infatuation for lasting commitment. While emotions are a natural part of love, they should never be the sole foundation for a lifelong covenant. Feelings can change, circumstances can shift, and trials will surely come. But when a marriage is built on something greater than emotion, when it is grounded in divine wisdom and strengthened by spiritual principles, it has the power to withstand every storm. The key to a successful and blessed marriage is not in finding someone who meets all of our personal desires, but in aligning our hearts with divine purpose and allowing that purpose to shape our relationships. A marriage that is truly blessed is not one that is free from struggles, but one that faces struggles with faith, unity, and perseverance. It is not about avoiding hardships, but about growing stronger through them. Learning to trust in divine guidance and relying on the power of love to overcome every obstacle. The world often promotes a distorted view of marriage, one that focuses on self-fulfillment rather than selflessness, on personal happiness rather than mutual growth. But the true purpose of marriage is not just personal satisfaction. It is a divine calling to serve, to uplift, and to reflect the love that was first shown to humanity. Marriage is not about what one can get from another, but about what one is willing to give. It is about laying down selfish desires for the good of the relationship, about prioritizing faith and commitment above fleeting emotions. In a world where relationships are often treated as disposable, true marriage stands as a testament to the power of dedication, perseverance, and unbreakable unity. Those who approach marriage with this understanding will find that it is not just a source of personal happiness, but a journey of growth, transformation, and divine blessing. Every couple will face moments of doubt, moments of struggle, and moments where they question whether they can endure. But those who build their marriage on a foundation of faith will always find strength beyond their own. They will discover that marriage is not just about finding happiness in another person, but about growing together in a purpose far greater than themselves. When a couple chooses to honor the sacred nature of their union, to walk in faith rather than fear, and to place their trust in divine wisdom rather than worldly advice, they will experience the fullness of what marriage was meant to be. It will not be a burden, but a blessing. It will not be a struggle to endure, but a journey to embrace with joy and gratitude. And most importantly, it will stand as a testimony to the enduring power of love, commitment, and faith. Marriage is not merely a human arrangement, but a divine covenant designed with a greater purpose. It is a sacred bond established from the beginning, meant to reflect unity, love, and faithfulness. Many people approach marriage as a social contract, something that can be broken or altered based on personal desires and circumstances. However, in its truest form, marriage is not about convenience, but about commitment. It is not based on emotions that fluctuate with time, but on a foundation of trust, sacrifice, and faith. A strong marriage does not happen by chance. It requires preparation, dedication, and a deep understanding of its purpose. This preparation is not just about choosing the right partner, but about becoming the right person. Someone who embodies patience, humility, and the willingness to serve. A house without a strong foundation will crumble when storms arise, and in the same way, a marriage built on fleeting emotions rather than enduring principles will struggle to stand the test of time. The essence of marriage lies in selflessness, in prioritizing the well-being of another over personal comfort, and in choosing to love even when feelings fade. When individuals enter into marriage with an understanding of its divine purpose, they embrace not only the joys of companionship, but also the responsibility that comes with it. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that love alone is enough to sustain a marriage. While love is essential, the kind of love that ensures a lasting union is not the superficial love often portrayed in the world. True love is not merely about attraction, romance, or shared interests. It is about commitment, endurance, and the willingness to grow together despite difficulties. Feelings may fade, disagreements may arise, and challenges will inevitably come, but love that is rooted in faith and devotion will withstand every trial. Many enter marriage expecting a life free from struggles, but the reality is that hardships are a part of every relationship. What determines the success of a marriage is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to navigate them with wisdom, patience, and grace. Marriage requires intentional effort, consistent nurturing, and a deep reliance on divine guidance. When two people choose to build their relationship on values that transcend personal desires, they create a bond that remains strong even in the face of adversity. Marriage is not about personal fulfillment alone. It is about unity, shared purpose, and the willingness to journey through life together. Those who understand this will experience a relationship that is not only enduring but also deeply fulfilling, enriched by the strength that comes from true devotion and unwavering faith. Marriage is a sacred bond, not just a human agreement, but a covenant with a divine purpose. It is not something to be entered into lightly, nor is it meant to be treated as a temporary arrangement. Many people view marriage as a contract between two individuals, but in reality, it is much more than that. It is a commitment that transcends personal desires and emotions. A strong marriage does not happen by accident. It is built on a foundation of faith, patience, and an understanding of its true purpose. Too often, people focus on finding the right person, believing that a perfect match will lead to a perfect relationship. However, the real key to a lasting marriage is not in finding someone without flaws, but in being willing to grow, learn, and build a life together. A strong marriage requires individuals who are prepared not just to receive love, but to give it, even when it is difficult. It is about selflessness, about putting the needs of the other above personal comfort, and about choosing to stay committed through every season of life. Without this foundation, even the strongest emotional connection can weaken over time. A marriage built on faith, trust, and mutual respect will not only survive challenges, but will also grow stronger because of them. One of the greatest misconceptions about marriage is that love alone is enough to sustain it. While love is a vital component, it must be the right kind of love. A love that is not based purely on emotions, but on commitment, sacrifice, and devotion. The world often presents love as something that comes and goes, dependent on circumstances and feelings. But true love, the kind that builds strong marriages, is not fragile or fleeting. It is a choice made daily, in both the good times and the difficult ones. Many people expect marriage to be easy, assuming that if they are with the right person, everything will fall into place effortlessly. However, even the strongest relationships face trials, and it is not the absence of struggles, but the response to them that determines the strength of a marriage. A marriage that is built on deep commitment rather than shallow emotions will endure through every test. It requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to work through disagreements rather than avoiding them. Those who approach marriage with the belief that it will always be smooth sailing are often unprepared when challenges arise. But those who understand that love is more than a feeling, that it is an active commitment to support, forgive, and uplift one another, will find their relationship growing even in difficult times. Modern relationships often suffer because they are built on the wrong foundations. Many people enter marriage with a mindset of self-fulfillment, expecting their partner to meet all their needs and bring them happiness. However, a successful marriage is not about what one can receive, but about what one is willing to give. It is about serving one another, about valuing the unity of the relationship above individual desires. When two people prioritize their commitment to each other and to the values that strengthen their bond, they create a marriage that is unshakable. This kind of marriage is not free from difficulties, but it is one that remains strong because it is built on trust, faith, and mutual respect. In a world where relationships are often treated as temporary, a marriage that stands the test of time becomes a powerful testament to the strength of love and dedication. Those who prepare for marriage with a mindset of growth rather than perfection, with a heart willing to serve rather than demand, will find a relationship that is not only lasting but truly fulfilling. A blessed marriage is not one without trials, but one where two people stand together, grounded in faith and love, ready to face whatever comes their way. Marriage is more than just a ceremony or a legal contract. It is a sacred covenant with a purpose far greater than personal happiness. It was designed to reflect unity, love, and an unbreakable commitment that mirrors a divine relationship. Many people enter into marriage with the expectation that it will be effortless if they have found the right person. However, the reality is that no marriage is free from difficulties and no couple is perfect. What truly sustains a marriage is not the absence of challenges, but the presence of a strong foundation. This foundation is built on principles of faith, trust, patience, and selflessness. Without these elements, a relationship can easily crumble under the pressures of life. Marriage is not something to be approached with a temporary mindset, but with the understanding that it is a lifelong commitment. It requires preparation, intentionality, and the willingness to grow alongside another person. A successful marriage is not formed by chance, but by choice. The choice to love, to forgive, and to support one another through every season of life. Those who recognize this enter into marriage with a perspective that allows them to build something enduring and deeply meaningful. One of the most common misconceptions about marriage is that love alone is enough to sustain it. While love is a fundamental part of any relationship, it must be more than just an emotion. It must be a daily commitment. Feelings are temporary and can change based on circumstances, but true love is a conscious decision to remain devoted regardless of the situation. Many couples struggle because they expect love to be effortless, believing that the right relationship should always feel exciting and easy. But the strongest marriages are not the ones without difficulties. They are the ones where both individuals are willing to work through their struggles with patience and understanding. Love in its deepest form is not about personal fulfillment, but about service, about putting the needs of the other before oneself, and about choosing to honor the commitment even in the hardest times. This kind of love requires humility, sacrifice, and a willingness to grow. Those who understand this enter into marriage with realistic expectations, knowing that a successful relationship is not about avoiding hardships, but about learning how to face them together. A marriage built on fleeting emotions will not stand, but one built on unwavering commitment will endure through every challenge. A significant issue in modern relationships is the mindset of self-fulfillment over selflessness. Many people approach marriage with the expectation that their partner will complete them, or bring them constant happiness. When difficulties arise, they feel disillusioned and may even consider walking away, believing that something must be wrong with the relationship. However, a lasting marriage is not about personal satisfaction alone. It is about unity, teamwork, and shared purpose. No person is perfect, and no relationship is without flaws. But when two individuals commit to growing together, they create a bond that is strong enough to withstand any trial. True love is not found in never facing conflict, but in how a couple chooses to respond to it. It is about learning to communicate effectively, to forgive freely, and to support one another through every stage of life. In a world that promotes instant gratification and temporary commitments, a marriage that stands firm becomes a powerful testimony to the strength of love and dedication. Those who prepare for marriage with the right mindset, one that values growth over perfection and service over self-interest, will experience a union that is not only enduring but also deeply fulfilling. Marriage is not about finding someone who will make life easier or more enjoyable at every moment, but about finding a partner with whom to build a life based on shared values and mutual respect. A truly blessed marriage is one where both individuals are willing to put in the effort to nurture their relationship, to prioritize their commitment over fleeting emotions, and to trust in a greater purpose beyond themselves. Difficulties will come, but they do not have to weaken a marriage. They can strengthen it if approached with faith, patience, and wisdom. A marriage that lasts is one where love is seen not as a mere feeling, but as an action, a daily choice to cherish, honor, and uplift one another. It is a journey that requires endurance, but it is also one that brings profound joy and fulfillment to those who walk it with the right heart and the right intentions. Those who embrace this understanding will experience not only a quick marriage season, but a marriage that is truly blessed, filled with love that grows deeper with time and commitment that remains unshaken by life's trials. Marriage is not merely a union of two people. It is a sacred covenant designed with a purpose far greater than personal satisfaction. Many view marriage as an arrangement based on emotions, but emotions alone cannot sustain a lifelong commitment. The reality is that marriage requires a deep understanding of its purpose, a willingness to grow, and an unwavering commitment to stand together through every season of life. Entering into marriage with a belief that it will always be easy or fulfilling can lead to disappointment, as no relationship is without challenges. True preparation for marriage is not just about finding the right partner, but about becoming the right person, one who is ready to love, serve, and remain faithful regardless of circumstances. A marriage built on convenience or temporary feelings will struggle when difficulties arise, but one that is rooted in faith, patience, and mutual respect will stand the test of time. The foundation of any strong marriage is not found in perfection, but in the choice to walk together, to learn from each other, and to support one another, even when things do not go as planned. One of the greatest misunderstandings about marriage is that love alone is enough to sustain it. While love is essential, it must be more than a passing emotion. It must be an active choice made every single day. Many couples believe that if they have found the right person, their relationship will always be easy and fulfilling, but this is a flawed perspective. True love is not about constant happiness, but about commitment, sacrifice, and perseverance. Feelings may fluctuate, but love that is built on faith and dedication will remain strong even in difficult times. The reality of marriage is that struggles will come and disagreements will arise. But it is the response to these challenges that determines whether a relationship will last. A successful marriage is not one that avoids hardships, but one that faces them together with patience and wisdom. Those who understand this enter into marriage with a realistic perspective, knowing that love must be nurtured and strengthened through intentional effort. A relationship based on temporary emotions will fade, but one grounded in steadfast commitment will endure and thrive. A common problem in many relationships today is the mindset of self-fulfillment over selflessness. Many enter marriage with the expectation that their partner will complete them or bring them constant happiness. However, a lasting marriage is not about what one can receive, but about what one is willing to give. When two individuals prioritize their personal desires over the unity of their marriage, conflicts become difficult to resolve, and relationships become fragile. True love is about service. It is about placing the needs of the other person above one's own and choosing to remain devoted even when feelings change. The strongest marriages are not the ones without challenges, but the ones where both individuals are willing to grow, to forgive, and to stand firm in their commitment. In a world that promotes temporary relationships and self-centered love, a marriage built on sacrifice and selflessness becomes a rare and powerful testimony of enduring love. A strong marriage does not require perfection. It requires two people who are committed to loving each other beyond emotions, beyond circumstances, and beyond personal gain. Many marriages fail because they are built on unrealistic expectations rather than a foundation of faith, patience, and wisdom. Some people believe that finding the perfect partner will guarantee a perfect relationship. But the truth is that no person is without flaws, and no marriage is without struggles. Those who understand that marriage is a journey of growth rather than a pursuit of perfection will be better equipped to handle the difficulties that come their way. Marriage is about learning, adapting, and choosing to remain faithful even when things do not go according to plan. It is about understanding that challenges are opportunities to strengthen the relationship rather than reasons to give up. When two people enter marriage with a mindset that values perseverance over convenience and growth over comfort, they create a bond that cannot be easily broken. The greatest marriages are not those that are free from hardship, but those that choose love and commitment despite hardship. Marriage is not about finding someone who will make life easier, but about building a life together that is rooted in trust, faith, and mutual respect. A truly blessed marriage is one where both individuals are committed to nurturing their relationship, prioritizing their love over fleeting emotions, and trusting in a purpose beyond themselves. Hardships will come, but they do not have to weaken a marriage. They can strengthen it if approached with wisdom and patience. A marriage that is built on faith and selflessness will not only last, but will continue to grow in love and joy through every season of life. Those who understand this will not only experience a quick and blessed marriage season, but will enjoy a lifelong journey of unity, love, and unwavering commitment. Marriage is a sacred and divine institution that goes beyond human emotions and personal desires. It is not merely a legal contract or a social arrangement, but a covenant that carries a greater purpose. Many people enter into marriage with the belief that love alone will sustain them. But true love is not based on fleeting emotions. It is a commitment that must be nurtured and strengthened daily. The foundation of a strong marriage is built on trust, faith, patience, and selflessness. Without these core values, even the deepest love can weaken over time. A lasting marriage is not about convenience or temporary happiness. It is about perseverance, sacrifice, and a willingness to put the needs of the relationship above individual desires. Those who prepare for marriage with this understanding will approach it with wisdom, knowing that success in marriage comes not from finding the perfect person, but from being willing to grow, learn, and stand together through every season of life. Many relationships fail because they are based on unrealistic expectations rather than a true understanding of what marriage requires. Some believe that finding the right partner will guarantee a perfect relationship, but the truth is that every marriage faces challenges. Difficulties do not mean that a marriage is failing. Rather, they are opportunities to strengthen the bond between two people. A successful marriage is not one without struggles, but one where both individuals are committed to overcoming them together. Those who understand this will not see challenges as reasons to walk away, but as moments that refine and deepen their love. Marriage is about building a life together, which requires patience, forgiveness, and a willingness to compromise. When both individuals commit to facing struggles with a spirit of unity, their marriage becomes resilient, growing stronger with each passing trial. One of the greatest misconceptions about marriage is that it is meant to bring personal fulfillment and constant happiness. While marriage does bring joy, it also requires sacrifice. Many enter into marriage expecting their partner to meet all of their emotional needs, but no human being is capable of fulfilling another completely. A marriage built on self-centered expectations will struggle, as both individuals will feel dissatisfied when their personal desires are not met. True love is not about what one can receive, but about what one is willing to give. A strong marriage is formed when both partners commit to serving each other, prioritizing the needs of the relationship over their own comfort. This kind of love requires humility, grace, and an understanding that the purpose of marriage is not self-fulfillment, but unity and growth. When two people embrace this perspective, they create a relationship that is not only lasting, but deeply meaningful. The world often promotes a distorted view of love, one that is based on emotions and personal satisfaction rather than commitment and faithfulness. Many marriages fail because they are built on feelings rather than on solid principles. Emotions can change with time, but a marriage that is grounded in faith and dedication will remain strong through every season. The key to a lasting relationship is understanding that love is a choice, one that must be made daily. Choosing to love means choosing to be patient, choosing to forgive, and choosing to stand by one another, even when circumstances are difficult. A marriage that is centered on this kind of love will not only survive challenges, but will grow stronger because of them. Those who understand that love is more than a feeling, that it is an ongoing commitment, will build a marriage that stands the test of time. A healthy and lasting marriage requires a willingness to put aside pride and work towards a shared purpose. Many relationships suffer because individuals focus on their personal happiness rather than on the unity of the marriage. A strong marriage is not about who is right or wrong, but about learning to communicate, to listen, and to support each other. Challenges in marriage are not signs of failure, but opportunities to strengthen the relationship. Every couple will face moments of struggle, but those who are committed to their vows will find that their love deepens as they navigate life's difficulties together. When a marriage is built on faith, trust, and mutual respect, it becomes a source of strength, peace, and joy, even in the midst of challenges. Marriage is not about perfection, but about dedication. Those who understand that love is an ongoing journey rather than a destination will experience a relationship that is truly blessed. A marriage that is built on selflessness and faith will not only last, but will thrive, growing stronger with each passing day. Hardships will come, but they do not have to weaken a marriage. They can strengthen it when faced with wisdom and perseverance. Those who approach marriage with a heart ready to serve and a spirit ready to grow will experience not just a quick and blessed marriage season, but a lifetime of unity, love, and unwavering commitment.